In 1912, Titanic was introduced as the pinnacle of engineering, famously dubbed unsinkable. Built by the White Star Line, this massive ship was 882 feet long and designed to carry 2,435 passengers and over 900 crew members. Despite its size and luxury, its safety measures were inadequate, a flaw that would lead to one of the greatest maritime disasters in history. The Titanic set sail from Southampton, England, heading toward New York. Along the way, several warnings about icebergs were received. The first came on the third day from a cargo ship. Captain Edward Smith noted the warnings but decided not to reduce the ship's speed. This choice would alter the course of history forever. Titanic was a symbol of luxury, especially for its first-class passengers, who enjoyed lavish suites, gourmet dining, and private pools. Meanwhile, third-class passengers were crammed into small compartments on the lower decks. The Start-class division tragically played a role in determining who survived, as many lower-deck passengers were unable to escape during the sinking. On the night of April 14, 1912, the crew spotted an iceberg directly in the ship's path. Titanic was traveling at full speed, leaving little time for evasive maneuvers. The crew tried to steer left, but the ship's massive size limited its ability to turn quickly. The iceberg scraped along the starboard side, rupturing 6 watertight compartments. Though Titanic was marketed as unsinkable, its design could only handle damage to 4 watertight compartments. With 6 compartments flooding, the ship began to sink rapidly. Engineers estimated the ship had only 2 hours before it would be completely submerged. Yet, this information was not immediately shared with passengers, delaying their reaction. Initially, the severity of the situation was underestimated. Many passengers believed the ship was truly unsinkable and hesitated to act. When lifeboats were finally prepared, it became clear that there weren't enough for everyone on board. Titanic's lifeboats could accommodate only 1,178, people far fewer than the 2,224 aboard. As Titanic's fate became evident, its operators began transmitting distress signals. They initially used CQD, a common distress call at the time, but also sent out one of the first ever SOS signals. The nearest ship, the Carpathia, was 58 miles away and responded to the call. However, it would take hours to arrive. The Titanic crew displayed extraordinary bravery. Captain Edward Smith remained on the bridge, refusing to abandon ship. Musicians continued playing to calm passengers, with "Nearer My God to Thee" reported as their final song. These acts of heroism added a human element to the tragedy, making it even more poignant. As lifeboats were launched, many left the ship only partially filled. The first lifeboat, No. 7, carried just 28 people despite a capacity of 65. The women and children first policy was inconsistently applied, and many passengers on the lower decks couldn't reach the lifeboats in time. The temperature that night was a freezing 28 degrees Fahrenheit, -2 degrees Celsius. Most of those who ended up in the icy water succumbed to hypothermia within minutes. Survivors in lifeboats struggled with whether to return to rescue others, ultimately deciding against it out of fear of capsizing. As water filled the ship, its front end submerged, causing the stern to rise out of the water. This stress caused Titanic to break in half. At 2:20 a.m., the entire ship disappeared beneath the waves, taking over 1,500 lives with it. In the aftermath, about 1,500 people were left in the freezing Atlantic, clinging to wreckage or treading water. The cold was merciless, and most succumbed quickly. Lifeboats, though capable of saving more, rarely returned to rescue others, cementing the scale of the tragedy. The Carpathia arrived hours later to rescue survivors. Out of over 2,200 passengers, only 705 were saved. Captain Arthur Rostron of the Carpathia became a hero for his swift action and dedication during the rescue mission. Titanic carried several notable figures, including millionaire John Jacob Astor and industrialist Benjamin Guggenheim. Many of these prominent individuals perished alongside other passengers, highlighting how disaster can transcend social and economic divides. The women and children first rule wasn't consistently followed. While some lifeboats adhered to this policy, others allowed men to board, particularly in moments of panic. Meanwhile, many women and children in third class were unable to reach the lifeboats at all. Conflicts arose on some lifeboats due to leadership struggles. On Lifeboat No. 6, Margaret Brown, later known as the unsinkable Molly Brown, took charge, helping to keep morale high and ensuring the boat's survival. These individual stories of courage added depth to the broader tragedy. The Titanic disaster shocked the world and dominated headlines. The White Star Line faced severe criticism for its lack of safety measures. The sinking became one of the first major news stories of the 20th century, capturing global attention. In response to the Titanic tragedy, new maritime safety regulations were introduced. These included mandatory lifeboats for all passengers and round-the-clock wireless operators on ships. The International Convention for the Safety of Life at Sea, SOLAS, was established in 1914, setting standards that remain in place today. Many theories have been proposed about the Titanic's sinking. Some blame low-quality rivets that weaken under pressure. Others point to Captain Smith's decision to maintain high speed despite iceberg warnings. These factors combine to seal the ship's fate. Titanic's wreck was discovered in 1985 by Robert Ballard's expedition, lying 12,500 feet, 3,800 meters below the surface. The discovery reignited global fascination with Titanic, offering new insights into its final moments. Titanic remains a powerful symbol in popular culture. From films like James Cameron's Titanic to countless books and documentaries, the story continues to resonate. It serves as a testament to human ambition, tragedy, and resilience. Captain Edward Smith, born under the sign of Aquarius, displayed both the strengths and weaknesses of this air sign. Visionary and confident, Aquarians are known for taking risks but can overlook critical details. Smith's decision not to slow down despite warnings reflects these traits. Would Titanic's fate have been different under a more cautious zodiac sign, like Virgo, or an emotional and protective sign, like Cancer? Captain Smith's leadership exemplifies the strengths and flaws of Aquarius. Would another approach have saved more lives? If you were Titanic's captain, how would you have handled the iceberg warnings? Would you have reduced speed, changed course, or prepared lifeboats earlier? The choices you make could mean the difference between survival and disaster. Titanic's destiny might have changed with a different captain. Explore how each zodiac sign's unique traits could have shaped the outcome. What if the captain was a bold Aries or a meticulous Virgo? Find your zodiac sign in our Titanic-themed videos and uncover the alternative scenario that matches you best. Don't forget to support our channel to keep the content coming. Subscribe, like our videos, and share your thoughts in the comments. Your feedback means the world to us and keeps us motivated. Now, it's time to explore our other videos.